Russian empire should grow to encompass 3 US states: Finland, Poland. Russian political scientist. In a recent appearance on Russia's state-run television, Russian political scientist Sergei Mikheyev suggested that the country's empire should grow to encompass 3 American states. According to Newsweek, the clip of the remarks began to circulate on social media when it was shared by Anton Gerashchenko, an outspoken critic of Russia and a former advisor to Ukraine's Minister of Internal Affairs, to X. In it, Mikheyev mentioned the territory he would like to see taken over by Russia, including 3 of the westernmost American states and 2 North Atlantic Treaty Organization member nations in Europe. "I want to see the Russian Empire with Alaska, Hawaii, California, Finland and Poland," he said, as translated by Gerashchenko for the clip he shared. "Although Poland and Finland are so stinky, I'm not sure, to be honest. We'll clean them." Near the end of the clip, the host of the program was quick to deflate Mikheyev's comment as wishful thinking divorced from actual politics. "Yes, but again, wishful thinking is one thing and actual politics is another," the host said. Gerashchenko, meanwhile, was less keen to write off the political scientist's comments as fantasy. "Russian propagandists dream about the New World Order," Gerashchenko wrote. "And you know what? They mean it. The territory now known as Alaska was colonized by Russia prior to its purchase by the United States in 1867 for the modern equivalent of around $152 million. In the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022 and its heightened rhetoric about attempting to annex other countries and territories, suggestions about retaking Alaska from the US have become prevalent. In a December post to social media, also translated by Gerashchenko, Russian lawmaker Sergei Mironov suggested that US oversight was weakening and alluded to Alaska while discussing land that could be taken from it. "Did you want a new world order? Here we go," he wrote. Venezuela is annexing its 24th state, Guyana Essequibo. This is happening right under the nose of the once great hegemon, USA. All that's left is for Mexico to take back Texas and the rest of the territories. It's time for Americans to think about their future and also about Alaska. Putin boasts of strikes on Ukrainian energy infrastructure, calls them demilitarization. Vladimir Putin has boasted of Russian strikes.
Shalom, this is Gamali Allah. I'm Great Millstone, Atlanta. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Al Shai Bashim Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim that are pushing out this truth and sincerity. It's a quick lesson. And this is going to be dealing with the video you just saw, which is going into there's a political scientist that got on TV and basically said that, Russia should take over, and it was his opinion. This is not a Russian leader or anything. This is just a guy, basically the equivalent of a CNN, a person on CNN, that goes up there. And, he's a scientist as well. So he's not just anybody, but this is just the equivalent of, a political expert going on CNN, and saying we should do this or we should do that. So, it's not necessarily, because I read an article that said Russia wants to take over three United States, but it's not saying that, when you look into it, it's just basically a political scientist. He doesn't represent Russia, just for clarity. But what this does show is that there may be some sort of push for Russia to take over United States territory and NATO territory. That there could be a push. I don't think this guy just, he is a political expert, so I don't believe he just got that information from nowhere. There could be push and there could be talks about with Russia potentially doing that, and one piece of information that was shared, which I didn't know about, was Alaska, I believe, was once Russia's until United States purchased it. All right. And so, Alaska, is something that Russia could potentially want back, or, who knows. But yeah, man, I just wanted to report on this. Anyway, this is Ezekiel 38 and 4, because right now, there's a lot of things going on in the world. All right. A lot of prophecy taking place, in particular, World War III is, pretty hot. It's the tensions are getting hot right now, you know. And so all the world powers are on edge. They're having, they're basically forming allies. They're basically, forming conglomerates that are in opposition to each other. This is Ezekiel 38 and 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even with a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them swinging, handling swords. And I actually skipped the third verse, which goes into Gog and Magog. Second and third verse goes into Gog and Magog, which is Russia, which is modern day Russia today. All right, but the Lord putting hooks into their jaws, meaning he's going to turn them back into, being a world power again. All right. Being, basically, basically reviving that spirit. Okay. We always say the USSR spirit, when the Soviet Union, when Russia was basically pushing to be a world leader. All right. And that that the guy Sergey, whatever his name is, the political scientist, all right, he's in that same like manner spirit, all right, of trying to push Russian world dominance, all right. And they think they have next, they really do think they have next, but the Lord is going to bring judgment, okay. And I went into last lesson. I went into that Joel 2, Joel the second chapter, or I believe it's third chapter. And it goes into war, man. It goes into World War III. It goes into the Valley of Jehoshaphat. The Lord will plead with them there. So these are the times we're living in. And so yeah, that's pretty much the point. This guy, Sergey, the political scientist, basically got on Russian TV, basically saying that, he is, he wants them to take over 3 United States, and also 2 NATO states. So, and that's just his opinion, not saying it's actually going to happen or anything, but, and it may not even be backed by any political leaders. Like even the host of the show said, wishful thinking. So, and indeed it could be wishful thinking, but like I said, I don't believe he just got that out of nowhere. All right. So, we'll just wait and see how this thing plays out, everything that's going on. Lord willing, he will deliver us through these troubling times, and I'll just end off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Kakudash, that belongs to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom.